The thing is, I know how stupid I look, but I'm not willing to do anything about it. Alright, so let me just put it to you, let me lay it all out. I'm gonna answer some questions today that, I don't know, I previously just wouldn't have or haven't done, or... It's funny because every time I put a Q&A on my Instagram and I'm like, guys, go for it. Just like go for it, you know, make me sweat. You never fail to come through. And I really love it. I don't know, am I a garden gnome? Am I a burglar? You will never know. Just like always, I'll try and keep it a mix of like light-hearted ones and more serious ones that you might actually be able to learn something from, so yeah. Were you surprised at how well Anna and Jill got along, considering the history? The thing is, so many people ask this, and it's like, Jill is my girlfriend, I'm deeply in love. Anna is my best friend. She has been my best friend for the last 5-6 years. She's such a huge part of my life. And yeah, a lot of people asking about like the dynamics, like considering me and Anna are so close and she's a female. Let me put it to you like this. If a female is very confident within herself, within her life, within her relationship, why would she ever be threatened by another female? I think it's not even just about females. I guess it's just about humans. If you are confident within yourself, if you're in a relationship, if the person you're in love with has a best friend who they are very close to and even physically affectionate to, of the opposite sex, like, why should that be a problem? You guys wouldn't be asking this question if Anna had a penis. Speaking of that though, Anna is going to be the best man at my wedding because she has bigger dick energy than all of my guy friends put together. So yeah, but no, if I'm being serious, I'm very blessed to be in a relationship where there's just so much understanding. Physical touch to me, and I don't just mean in a sexual manner, is a very important part of my life, and it's a very healing thing to me, always has been. I'm very affectionate with all of my female and male friends, always hugging them, always kissing them. If you guys became one of my close friends, I'd be hugging and kissing you too. It's just how it is, but I'm very lucky to be in a relationship where that's very understood, you know? This is getting a bit cheesy, but it's just true, it's just true. How did the medication you were taking affect your sex drive? Anything that affects you psychologically or physically can massively alter your sex drive. And I know I have a lot of male friends that have been on similar medications and it's completely damaged or at least dampened down their sex drive. All I can say in my own experience is that my sex drive has never been affected by anything I was ever taking. It's always been sky high, always has been, probably always will be. So I'm just gonna answer this once and for all, because there was at least 100 questions saying the same thing, saying like, how are you? Like, don't mean to be offensive, but you don't look the healthiest. You've obviously lost weight. Like, is everything okay? And if I'm being honest, everything isn't okay. And I'm not afraid to share that. I have shared this journey with you. That's why when this journey began of my drug withdrawal, and I knew that I was going to go through a lot of physical discomfort. If I'm being honest, what I've been going through for the last 2.5-3 months now has been the definition of living hell physically. The pain, the nausea, the insomnia. And I told you about this from the beginning. I put up that video called What I Ate in a Day Whilst Withdrawing probably 2 months ago now, maybe even 3 months. So this wasn't something that I thought. I know a lot of, I guess I was going to say influencers. I don't really see myself as an influencer. I just see myself as, well, looking in the camera now, I see myself as a garden gnome. Like, I'm not stupid. I knew my body was going to go through a lot of changes, and that's why I spoke about it from the beginning, because I didn't want you guys to worry about me or to think that the weight loss that I've had or any kind of physical change that I went through was intentional, because it wasn't at all. I was very happy before, I was very healthy before, physically. I mean, mentally I've always struggled, but that's an ongoing battle, and I'm willing to be open about that as well. Yeah, like, I'm not dumb. Clearly you guys were going to realise, so that's why I spoke about it from the beginning, and also explained the process that when you do come off very, very strong medication, you can go through a lot of change, both physically and mentally. And I know it's different for everyone, but part of my journey, part of my experience so far, and I knew this would happen as well, because even though, yes, I know you've watched me for, I don't know how long you've watched me for, I've always been, I guess you could say, lean. But when I tell you guys that my metabolism is faster than, I'm trying to think of something that's really fast. I was going to say Usain Bolt, but it's not really a good analogy. It's just the process of my body going through such shock after 9 years on a medication. And you know what pisses me off as well? A lot of people will say with these kind of antidepressants, etc., oh, they only make you gain weight because they increase your appetite, therefore you eat more and you put weight on. But that's not the case at all in my experience. Some of them can really affect your hormones. The main one that I was on was really affecting mine. And when I stopped taking it, my weight just plummeted. Despite the fact that I was eating the same, I'm still eating the same amount. There are times where I feel very nauseous, but because I can eat huge quantities in one go, I'm always making up for it within 24 hours. The thing is, for me, more than ever, I just need to practice self-love, which you already know is not the easiest thing for me. This is a process that I needed to go through for my long-term health. I hope that you guys have understanding as well, that I was just honest and open about this experience. Like I said, I could have just come on camera and not addressed it and then leave you guys either worrying or thinking that I was losing weight intentionally when clearly I didn't need to. When you have been taking drugs or heavy medication for 9 to 10 years, that do affect your metabolism and your hormones. When you stop them, you're going to go through a lot of change. Just to add to that as well, I don't know if this happened out of the shock and the stress that my body went through when I came off it, but now I'm also dealing with a stomach ulcer. So yeah, for me now more than ever, it's just a time to take complete emphasis off physical appearance, strength, other things, because my main priority right now is just nourishing my body as well as I can through this process until I get out of the other side. But guys, I'm a king, I'm a fighter, and kings always do well and are the best, so no need to worry about me. You know, I know, like, if there was someone that I really enjoyed watching, and they're promoting, you know, like similar things to what I do, like health and lifestyle, etc., and then I saw them have a drastic weight loss, I would be concerned too. So I completely get it, your concerns are rational, but that's exactly why I have documented this journey and been open and honest with you guys through it. Even though in the process of that, I had to open up about the fact that I've been an addict for the last 10 years, I was willing to share that as long as you guys could learn from it, not make the same mistakes that I did, and just to make you aware that yes, I'm going through something very, very difficult physically. And if I'm being honest, I'm damn proud of how well I've gotten through this and stayed motivated to nourish myself and get fresh air and see my friends and all the pillars of my life, my health that I need. I was so determined to not let them crumble just because I've been in so much physical pain. And all I can say is that it's going to lead me to an even better version of myself. Even better than before. Like limited edition. Things have been very tough emotionally, but I'm working through them. I'm doing the best I can. Thank you for your concerns and I love you all. What is the impact that you want to have on the world? If I can have an impact on the world or on anyone, on any other human being, it would just be stay true to yourself, be yourself. Don't try and mold into or mesh into a society that you don't understand or agree with. Follow your heart, listen to your gut, and be an individual within this world. And that is what is going to help this world become a much better place. What was your diet like prior to being vegan? This is an interesting one because, again, I think I've spoken kind of a little bit about this before, that before I went fully vegan, which was about 5 or 6 years ago now, I think, I was predominantly plant-based. I was predominantly plant-based for a long time leading up to that, just because animal products I've always had an aversion to. When I was competing in sport, I was kind of forced to eat animal protein and I really, really hated it. So when I came out of that world and my diet was in my own hands, I guess, so my diet was actually very similar, just with small amounts of animal products. But the thing is, I just love, like, you see the way I eat in my videos. I personally don't have to force myself to eat healthily. I love fruit, I love vegetables, I love nuts, I love seeds, I love whole foods, you know, grains. I just love whole foods, and all of the beautiful and delicious things that you can do with them actually gets me quite excited. Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, shameless plug, that's why I created the Healthy Crazy Cool cookbook, because I am so passionate about eating for pleasure but also for nourishment at the same time, because it's just such a healing thing to be able to look at food and think, oh my god, I'm really gonna enjoy that, and not just, oh, like, I really need to eat this because it's gonna give me A, B, and C. As in not vitamin A, B, and C, but you know what I mean. Least favorite fruit. The thing is, right, I don't think there's actually a fruit that I dislike. Oh, sorry, apart from durian, I really can't fuck with durian. I tried it once in Bali, and I know I probably had a bad one. Like, you guys are, like, actually my girlfriend loves durian, and I know a lot of people say you can get a good one that tastes like vanilla, you can get a bad one that tastes like onion. I ate one that tasted like chicken, and the texture was just gross. Even if I had a sweet one, it's just that kind of texture that I have such an aversion to. So I would say my least favorite fruit is definitely durian. But besides that, anything squishy. I can't do squishy things. Yeah, so I don't really have a fruit that I dislike. I just dislike certain textures. Gushy textures when it comes to fruit. How many times a week do you do it? Wink, wink. I'm just trying to calculate how many times a day and then times that by 7. But my maths is really bad. How do your meals change in the winter versus the summer months? So I would definitely say in the summer, I enjoy eating much higher raw, not by like any kind of rule that I feel like I have to follow. Like, I'm not trying to be fully raw or high raw or raw. In the summer, I do gravitate more towards a higher raw diet, huge salads, lots of fruit, smoothie bowls, acai bowls, as well as all the other stuff I eat as well. In the winter, I still enjoy fruit, but I really enjoy more grounding food. So a lot of root veggies. You all know I'm obsessed with the white flesh Japanese sweet potatoes. Yeah, this year actually, I noticed a big switch. It was like a sudden switch as well. It was like after the summer months, I suddenly went into, I don't just want like warming curries and soups and sweet potatoes. It was like, I need it. And it wasn't just like a gradual thing. This year it was like a sudden switch. The one thing that doesn't change for me ever is I always eat a much higher fat vegan diet. I always have, and since I've been on this channel, and I've always explained why, just because it works personally for me. And I am also someone that needs to eat a lot of calories. So to eat the amount that I personally need on a low fat vegan diet, I would have to just eat all day long. Which would be fun, but at the same time, I've got other things to do as well, you know? So yeah, that's the one thing that doesn't shift for me, whether I'm in the summer and eating a higher fruit, higher raw diet, or the winter, I'm always eating the same amount of avocados, tahini, hemp seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, flax. Like, I always eat a much higher fat vegan diet, regardless of season, regardless of whether it's cooked. Actually, no, fat, you don't really cook, do you? How did you and Jill meet? The funny thing is, yeah, I don't think I've spoken about this actually. I know you've seen her in a couple of my videos, and we also did a live stream together. It's funny because every time I've spoken about relationships before, I've always said that I would never mention it to you guys unless it was like very serious and they had moved in with me now. And now that is the current situation, so I'm like more than happy to talk about it. For those of you that don't know, Jill used to do YouTube back in the day, like was one of the vegan YouTubers that I really watched and obviously had a big crush on since day dot. It's funny actually as well because I remember seeing her on the front of a magazine because she used to model, and I remember taking a picture of it. If I have it, I'll insert it on the screen now. And I remember sending it to one of my good friends and just being like, oh mate, she's just different level. Like, even just by looking at her, you don't know what she does to me. And now the fact that we're together is kind of a bit of a mindfuck. And then when I started YouTube, I think it was in 2017, she started watching me, and I had no idea that she was following me at the same time. And then I think, I might have to confirm this with her, but I think she slid into my DMs first, or she responded to something. I think it might have been my Never Have I Ever, or the assumptions about me. And she wrote me a really sweet thing, and I was like, oh my god, she knows who I am. I was really fanboying, and then we just started talking, and then we just realized that we had so much in common. The connection, the spark it wasn't something that grew over time. It was literally from day dot. Because we're from different countries, we didn't have that option of going on a first date, you know, like meeting up, going for dinner, and then not seeing each other for a few days, and then maybe meeting up again at the weekend and doing something. It was like we went from nothing, like not spending time with each other at all because we're in different countries and it was lockdown, to living together 24/7. We just took the leap, took the dive, but it was the most beautiful dive ever. Have you or would you ever date a guy? No. I've always been open and honest about the fact that I am a male that can absolutely appreciate the beauty of other males and even see them as attractive, but not in a romantic or sexual sense. So, but I feel like it's pretty sad that more males can't be open about that. Like, I feel like females with each other, they can always say, oh my god, you know, you look hot, you look sexy. It's like, why is it a bit tabooed that guys can't also say that to each other. I say it to my guy friends all the time that are very attractive. I remind them all the time like how attractive they are. I can always appreciate the beauty of other humans regardless of gender. What is your favorite non-sexual date activity? What else do you do on a date? Can we see your hoodie collection? Do you know what? I'm gonna take you off here. I'm actually gonna show you for once. Hold on. This is my hoodie collection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one is one of my all-time favorites. Eat pussy, not animals. But basically the hoodies are just endless. They are just, I usually have them in color coordination as well. Like guys, when I say endless, I mean endless. There's more hoodies in this house than, I mean, it is kind of ridiculous and I probably should give some to charity, but. How do I speed up my metabolism? I mean, obviously there's no like secret pill, there's no quick fix, there's no, the best tip that I would give anyone is to lift. The more lean, dense muscle tissue that you have, the faster your body will be metabolically, even when you're resting. So I think that's my #1 tip. By no means do you have to like become a bodybuilder. Clearly I'm not, never have been. Let's just say weight loss is your goal. A lot of people initially think about going to the gym, getting on like the Stairmaster or the bike, going for a run, doing a lot of cardio, which of course, yes, cardio is good for you in moderate amounts, but I think the best thing you can do for your metabolism, I hate using the word lean, but for long-term leanness, is to build more muscle. And like I said, that way you will be more metabolically active. Again, I'm not sitting here promoting everyone should be lean, not at all. I'm not even saying everyone should lift weights, but I'm saying if that's your goal to speed up your metabolism, lift more, build more muscle. That's how you do it. What are your thoughts on other creators that steal other people's content? I'm actually quite passionate about this one because it just happens to me non-stop that I'm just ripped off. And the thing is, like, there's nothing wrong with doing something that someone else has done. I've done it multiple times. Like when I did, I'm trying to think, I mean, I usually always come up with my own stuff, if you guys have probably noticed, but yeah, I think it was like when I did the fast food reviews and I mentioned like, this is not my idea, I saw so-and-so do it, and I just wanted to have fun and join in with it, and that's cool. And it's also really cool to take inspiration from other people, but people that, so let's say you put up a really specific video or challenge that no one has done before, especially because when I am thinking of new ideas, I always type it into YouTube first to see if it's a thing, because I like to try and do things that other people haven't done before. So yeah, it's like when you've put something out there that is like 100% your original idea and content, and then someone else like 2 weeks later does the exact same thing and acts, which there's nothing wrong with that, but they act like it's their own idea. Like, it's like, bitch, please at least have some respect, like at least give credit to the person that invented the idea. And like I said, whilst imitation is a form of flattery, there is also such a thing as just pure theft. Yeah, there's like, if you're gonna copy someone else's idea, at least give credit. It's just fucking rude. Has drug use impacted your life in any kind of positive way? That's a really interesting question, and my honest answer is no. My honest answer is no, because when you get into that cycle of dependency, it becomes life-consuming, it becomes soul-consuming, and it gets to the point where it's the only thing that you think about. And because of that, you miss out on so many of the other beautiful things in life. Important things lose their importance. I lost years of my life to addiction, and I guess that's why I've been open about this and my journey as well, because I really want to discourage people from making the same mistakes that I did. There is maybe a slight positive that came out of it, and that's that taking certain things did enhance my creativity, and also allowed me to work better. I'm not just talking in recent months or years, I'm talking like in the past. I know it's a very controversial quote, but I think it was Madonna who said, people take drugs to get closer to God, and of course that's a very offensive statement to make, but at the same time I kind of understand it, because if you are someone that has such terrible anxiety that you literally just, your vision is blurred because of it, your lens of life is distorted and damaged because of the amount of fear and anxiety that you have inside of you, and then you take something that completely sedates that and calms you, and therefore you are able to access another level, a higher level of spirituality, creativity, because you're no longer being tormented by the thing that blocked you from seeing those things in the first place. So it also completely ruined my life for many years at the same time. So I guess overall the answer is no. Who is your favorite YouTuber to watch? I mean, I go through phases, but currently Ralph Smart. That guy he's a different level of awake. I really would recommend watching his videos. Incredible, really incredible, and just so fueled with love as well. Like everything he says comes from such passion and love, and I really respect that. Opinion on the whole corona situation. All I'm gonna say is I'm not one of these crazy conspiracy theorists. I don't have any strong beliefs either way. If you're someone that loves to do like your own research into things and to get different perspectives, I would absolutely recommend watching David Icke's videos on London Real. I know he was taken off YouTube and Facebook for apparently being a danger to society. I'm absolutely not saying I agree with everything that he says, but I feel like some of the things that he's said and predicted can't be argued with. And also, even if you really disagree, like, it's just so interesting to get all these different perspectives, and it really can open your eyes up to other things. So how can I help a friend that's struggling with depression? I would honestly say, as someone that has been through severe depression myself and have a lot of close people around me that suffer from it currently, the best thing you can do for them is just show them love. I'm a big believer that love is the most powerful emotion. I'm a big believer that love keeps people alive. Love can save people's lives. It saved mine too. Show them love, show them physical affection, give them a big hug every time you see them, check in on them, let them know that they're loved. I think that's the most important thing you can do. And it can absolutely be life-saving. And I know this from personal experience of when I was going through it really, really badly. Just getting like a certain message from a friend at a certain time of the day, just saying, hey, how are you? Like, was just thinking of you. Can I come around and see you for 10 minutes and just give you a hug, even if they didn't have much time? Like, those tiny moments were actually life-saving for me. So honestly, I think the best thing you can do to anyone around you that is struggling with depression or anything with their mental health, just show them love. Love, love, love is the answer to everything. Anyways guys, as always, I'm sending you all so much love. Leave all your comments and questions down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Laters.